Everybody say hi.
They're all saying hi.
Oh, we're back live. We're live. We can't understand.
Hey,
Yeah,
we
have Apple Pear here.
We have Apple Pear, Cyborg, who's being sucked into a black hole.
He's dipping through the event horizon of a black hole. That's why his sound is so fucked up.
He's slowing down drastically.
It's two girls, one.
We're not
Wow.
sure what's up with Apple Pear.
I'm just gonna kick him.
No, don't.
No, I'm not.
Instant message him and let him know that he's coming through Garbled. For those who didn't know, if you want to hear everything that was said on the show between when we went down and offline on Twitch till when we came back, check the podcast. It'll all be there. And we're like, everybody's going crazy. So
I don't want to be a British person anymore. Can I? How do I fix this? I don't want to be that much of a loser.
Newbie's looking very fresh-faced these days.
Newbie is looking younger than ever, and Scythe aged 40 years in 5 seconds.
What the fuck happened there, dude?
I don't fucking know what happened to
trying
Scythe,
again.
man. He's smoking a 4-packs a day. I think he's saying goodbye, internet. I have no idea.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is what happens when you try and go through Quebec.
we're not going through Quebec anymore. We're going through East Chicago now.
Yeah, you are. Apple Pear's going through Quebec right now.
Actually, the Discord's going through Chicago right now, so is Apple Pear.
So it's just kick Apple Pear from the.
I'm just gonna mute him. Apple, you're just killing it, boy. You're killing this.
Apple, we
I'm
love
just muting you,
wherever
buddy.
you are, whatever planet you've landed on.
Fucking your connection.
That's what all Germans sound like when they get drunk.
The German scientists have enacted a black hole so they may enjoy their beer longer.
I can't believe you called Apple German.
Oh no, you're in trouble now.
Oh wait, no, they're in the Holland. So that's what the weed does to you when you're in Amsterdam. It just slows you down.
He's in the Netherlands, and he will correct.
That's
why
why
meant to trigger everybody. It's all
the whole thing is I muted him. He can't do anything right now.
So guys, this is what happens when I put in the ping something about robot voices. We guarantee that we will deliver whatever
Robot
we
voices.
put in that ping, right? So earlier we had Newbie being a little robotic through the system, and so it looked like when I reconnected to Twitch and restarted the show, it looked like there were some problems all over the Twitch network too. So we're coming to you live no longer from Quebec. We're coming from East Chicago. I don't know if that's safe or unsafe, but it is what it is.
It's like West Philadelphia if you were born and raised on the playground.
Streamer number one wants to know, or no one, wants to know what you're drinking, Scythe.
I have no idea what it's called. I googled the ingredients I had plus the liquors in my cabinet, and it involves cranberry, pineapple juice, grenadine, and a lot of vodka. Specifically, that mug was like 1/3 vodka when I started.
And it foamed. So we think
foamed,
it has
so-
some. We're thinking it has.
It didn't have egg or anything like that.
Mentos in it.
It didn't have any egg or anything like that, so I don't know what's fun. But in a minute, we're gonna drink
the Widow Jane.
We're gonna crack open the bourbon, or we'll just go back to the single.
Macallan. Oh, Macallan.
That's the 15. I like the. Eric, is it weird that I like the 12 better than the 15? I just like the flavor palette better.
Is the 15 the Fine Oak?
Yes, it is the triple cast and Fine Oak. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why you like the 12 better. I
like the sherry.
It's
better.
the full sherried. Yeah, I don't like the Fine Oak either. It's a little woody.
Okay, like it's good, but it's not my preferred flavor. I mean, we might
Just looking at Mist's face, I just want Mist to know I'm thinking the exact same thing about this conversation.
That Scotch tastes like grass and you're heathens.
No, I was just going to make a very inappropriate joke, but
Do
I
it.
realised that we're on Twitch and we're not allowed to say things like
Type it in the show notes
I will
so
do.
we can enjoy it.
So
Squeaky Bee will judge you forever.
I know
That's
that.
Yeah.
I know that.
I used to have a squeaky bee.
I have it right here. It's right here.
God, I miss him so much.
He's
Yeah.
so
Well,
drunk.
you were supposed to come back and get them, but you never did.
You know,
So, all right. So let's get on to some Eve stuff. We're like quarter of the way through the show already. Heretics? I don't know. So
Math.
I know that Mist and I were watching Amsterdam earlier today.
I was. It was great watching the stage, and then the CCP devs teleported onto the stage.
I was struggling to watch, to be
Okay.
honest with you. It was
I've
hard.
lost.
Basically, there was mass delays on the stream. They had audio desync, and then I think it was CCP Burger and CCP Guard when they went off and talking about it. They were hot micing while someone else was giving a presentation.
It was so good. They were like,
that's awesome.
the whole stream was kind of going, whispers, there's whispers, etc., etc., and people were like trying to figure out what the whisper, like, you know, if they could hear what was actually being said. It was fucking awesome.
Did you
but
see
he
my-
actually came on? Sorry, what was it?
Go ahead. You finish up. Sorry, I was in.
So yeah. So that it was basically that happened, and it was Burger who was basically whispering. Apparently, like when he came back on stage, like he just effortlessly incorporated it into his bit, like, and it was just epic. Like,
Yeah, you have to go back to the stream to hear the secrets I told him.
professional.
So it was pretty good. Although I mean, I was gonna say it just really seemed to lack energy to me. Like they were telling us cool stuff, but it was almost like they weren't excited about it. I don't know. What do you guys think? Is that me?
Was there wasn't any dancing girls? There wasn't a fucking tiger or some fucking flames and, like, you know.
No,
Is that what you were wanting?
No. It seemed. By the way,
Cabaret wasn't there. What the fuck, man?
the guy that normally isn't so energetic, Fozzie, was like the life of the freaking party. He was a little more humorous. He was kind of upbeat about the stuff he was talking about. Everybody else was kind of like, I'm delivering information to you. It's like, I don't know. I just wanted a little more. I'm excited about what we're delivering in the game. This stuff is really cool. I don't know. What do you? I mean, am I wrong?
Maybe it's because they're at Amsterdam, and that's why they're a lot more chilled out with the presentation.
Why would that be?
exactly.
I don't understand. I don't understand. I mean, I don't go to Europe.
I can just imagine it's a really chilled out atmosphere.
What you're
While
saying
it's
is
over there.
they all went to White Castle prior to the.
Yes.
And they stood in line for 2 hours in Vegas to get White Castle that no one wanted.
So Humanist thinks I need a name change
Why? You've been
because
total
he thinks
newbie
it should
for-
be Newbie with BEE.
Oh, well, we'll fix it. We'll fix it
We'll
someday.
pay the $28,000 to get you a new character that has all the skills trained.
Do you guys
Totally.
need a?
I hit
Roll your
200. I hit 200 million last week.
There you go.
Did you really? Nice. Congrats, bruh.
So, I mean, out in the audience, I mean, have you guys been watching the Amsterdam? And what do you think? Other than, I mean, the desync issues don't bother me. I mean, you still hear it, and you see their activity. I mean, I get it. They're
Well,
having
I'm
some network
used to
issues.
that.
Well, being someone who's actually in the audience as well, yes, I definitely did, and I didn't really care too much for the audio delay, as you know. Yeah.
It doesn't bother me.
Well,
Oh, you're
Were you,
actually
like-
there.
if you were there, it doesn't matter. It's not like you see someone talking in real life and then you hear the audio come up different.
So McLeod, you're actually there.
No, I said I'm as someone who was in the audience, like, because Eric was basically saying, like, guys in the audience, what do you feel about like this? Because I'm in the audience, I can
Oh, I was going to blame you for taking all the bandwidth of Apple. So
No.
apparently they
That's
have
all Apple.
28K is the only thing available in Iceland. or Amsterdam or wherever the hell they're
28 BPS. Right.
They all installed Huawei like 5G in there, and people don't realize that in actual fact it's only 2G, and the rest is all just being siphoned off to China. That's what's actually happening.
Should we actually
Or is
talk
that
about
cutting too real for everybody?
Yeah, should we talk about something semi-serious?
Sure, a little bit. It'd be nice to.
So, I guess the big takeaway from here is they're expanding the Trigavian stuff with more ships.
Mm-hmm.
And from a law point of view, they're saying this is stuff being introduced by the factions.
Shit being the operative.
Newbie's just
But,
not having it.
But this is stuff being introduced by the factions, so they've reverse engineered, or they've done research, or they've done some. So this isn't new stuff from Trigavians. This is stuff the empires have cooked up, basically.
This is like it's a hybridization of Triglavian stuff. Like it's
Neat.
like we've taken Triglavian stuff and we've like hybridized it with T2 materials to create T2 like Triglavian assault frigs and hacks and stuff.
Well, isn't it
Command.
all that the Triglavian have done is just taken Doomsday weapons and made them smaller? Like, just metal-wise,
In a
that's essentially how the weapon works.
In a way.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's a big beam, it lasts a certain amount of time, and it kills things better the longer you leave it on the target.
It's kind of like a super micro targeted, like whatchamacallit?
Exactly.
You get me.
We
I like
understand.
that.
We understand the words that are coming out of your mouth.
That is fantastic. I like that. Anyway, Eric, you were about to say something.
No, I didn't want to say anything. I was making sure that my phone was turned off so it doesn't ring in the middle of the show.
Yeah,
well,
that
so
would be a
what-
good
what-
idea
what-
if I
Well, I
cared.
passed the conversation to you, so you can carry on speaking, dude.
Just gonna sit here and play online and not give a shit.
Hold it, I get it. You know, I'm going to fire up Words with Friends. Hold on, wait a minute.
Right? Did you know that Imperium News is streaming a live push-to-talk show right now? My notifications told me so.
Yeah, I know.
get that,
love it.
too.
Hold on. What was that on the front of your? What was it?
Oh yeah, it's my he's
I
a
like
cute
him.
little son bitch.
I love him. So everybody, I mean, out in the audience, I mean, what are you guys thinking about the new stuff that they're doing, the nerfs that they're doing to the ship? I mean, we did address some of that last week, but you know, they've come up with some things. They're you know, some of their stats were interesting. The facts is I didn't understand last week the way I understand them this week, right? So last week I thought it was the number of reps that a fax or Logi in general gave. So if I gave you 1 rep, it was 100%. If I gave you 200 reps, the 200th rep was less. Okay? Or within a given period of time. Where it is the number of Logi that are out there giving the reps, right? That you're receiving.
It's
that
the
you're
it's the
receiving.
amount. It's like the actual amount. So, like for example, if you get a capital rep getting thrown onto you, and then a second capital rep gets thrown onto you, it will get basically nerfed more than if you got a subcapital rep thrown to you and then another subcapital rep thrown to you.
Right.
That's how it kind of works. Like it's absolute amount.
They
So
said that
the big tinfoil hat thing was they were going to have T1 frigate warfare with remote reps to screw up everybody's rep.
Oh yeah. What was it? Offensive weapon.
Yeah, you're out of
Like,
range of the rep actually affecting it, other than that stacking penalty, which would be terrible.
Soth is harassing me because I didn't understand it.
So,
And
And
rightly
still-
so, I think.
Yeah.
no,
I
yeah,
love- I
he
heard
wasn't.
the-
I still
angry,
don't understand it.
I was a little bit upset last week because you guys had the angry German on, and I like South Brazil. So
Yeah, so do I.
You know, if he's free, he can just join the show. If he wants to yell at Eric for being stupid, it would be quite great for ratings.
I have a wife, guys. I can get.
And I
totally
heard what you called her last night too. And
What-
I'm gonna tell
Oh,
you.
What did I?
shit.
Call
Oh,
shit.
On, push to talk.
Oh, shit.
Something.
Angry Germans
she
have arrived.
got some yummy, delicious Twinkies or whatever.
Oh yeah, she was mean.
Yeah.
You know, she went from the nicest wife to like the meanest wife that I've ever had.
Is she
in
eating
5
junk food
minutes of
because you
coming
can't
home
have any?
yesterday. So what she did is, so it was my second oldest child's birthday, and she bought a ho-ho cake. Okay,
Nice.
now I'm doing keto, right?
Yeah, me too.
I'm
Other
down. I think it's now 23, 24 pounds. So that's pretty cool. So I'm very
Nice,
excited
good
about
job,
that.
Congrats,
So
dude.
she brings a ho-ho cake. Well, you know, there's one thing that I can sit there and eat forever is a glass of milk and a box of freaking ho-hos. Okay, right? And I don't know. I just love them, right? So she brings ho-ho cake. She goes, "This is so good." I brought
Eric,
it home.
just loves the hose.
Yeah,
I
just
always
stop
heard
it.
you never wanted to eat a hoe.
So anyway, so she brings this home. So it was terrible. She was mean. I didn't like her last night.
That was pretty mean to you, but you know, there is other stuff you can eat on keto.
Yes,
you just go
there's
get
lots
some
of stuff.
steak and shit, which is way better than cake.
She brought
It
hose
is.
back.
Eat a pound of
to the
bacon
house,
and just
she
not
didn't
share.
get anything.
Hey guys, we've been joined by an angry German man who's going to
Oh,
yell at Eric about not
hey.
understanding patch notes.
Yeah, well,
Oh no!
shit
I
happens.
mean, to be last
World War
week
III.
we talked about it. We weren't really sure
Yeah,
how CCP meant. Like
Mhm.
yeah.
we kind of interpreted it in the way that it's the amount of reps and not the actual number of reps. Because that would be the sensible thing to do.
Yeah.
But then again, it's CCP.
Why you gotta be mean to them? They're
how's
putting on a
my,
show right now.
How's my favorite hamburger today?
I'm not a hamburger anymore.
Where are you now?
Oh, I'm in the north now,
Oh,
in the middle
you're
of
one
nowhere.
of them.
I didn't know he was a sandwich to begin with. And sandwiches,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
crazy.
Yeah, he was a hamburger.
Huh.
Him and Dude.
Is that like a
Him and
Burger
Dude-
Meister? What's the difference?
No, Dude was a hamburger too.
Okay.
Now, the second largest city in Germany
Yes,
is called Hamburg.
I understand that. It's a joke. The German humor,
called
people.
hamburger.
German humor.
German humor.
German humor.
Ich bin
They're
ein
very
Berliner.
serious and have no sense of humor.
So yeah. So
Eric still doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about.
I'm watching.
You broke him.
So I'm trying to figure out, should I turn my no, because probably can't really put real TV across Twitch here. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out who's teeing off here at the.
He's been watching the
Valspar Invitational.
LPGA, looking
No.
up skirts and stuff. It's like horror.
Oh, yeah.
I am watching the PGA, my friend, the Valspar.
Oh, you're looking up
Championship. Valspar
Party Couple
Championship.
skirt now.
Yeah,
I love Freddie
that,
Couples. Was that not an awesome par
That was an amazing par.
at TCP
As
Sawgrass?
far as pars go, that was an amazing par.
Out of
It was
all
right
the-
up there
out of
with
all
like
the-
a double eagle.
Out of all the golf nonsense you've been posting in our Discord, I still think the Bill Murray telling a terrible joke and then just nailing that shot was the best thing.
It was the announcer's reaction to him nailing the
I
shot.
was like, I don't
So-
know which better, the shot or the joke.
So I'm going to go real quick, and then we're going to talk Eve for the rest of the show. But I'm going to.
No, you're not.
So what I posted was Fred Couples and TCP Sawgrass. Now, for those who don't know, the 17th hole is essentially an island in the middle of the lake, and it's a par 3. And he teed off and hit his first ball in the water, right? And teed off the second ball, same club, everything. Dropped it directly in the hole. Not even a bounce. Doesn't
Yeah.
hit the stick. Nothing. Right in the hole for a hole-in-one. This is the best par ever in PGA
Fucking
history.
amazing.
Now, to explain some of this to people who don't know golf, a par 3 means 3 strokes is the amount of
Yeah.
shots it should take to get in the hole
Yeah.
for an average person.
And you get a penalty shot when you hit it in the water. So you're
Yeah.
lying 2, which means you're hitting your third shot on your next.
Yeah.
Did we-
Essentially,
did we
he
go that
fucked
far?
up the first one and recovered And
fucking
now that
boss.
half of the audience is asleep and the rest of them are 40-year-old men who play golf on the weekends and are probably listening from a golf cart, yeah, 40 plus. How about that?
Oh, seven,
there,
Polly.
hello there,
boy.
Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Alrighty, so Soth, what else we want to talk about? What were we talking about since we interrupted you and nobody understands anything about this repping thing?
Well, if you really don't want to talk about E, there was a really, really awesome announcement at GDC.
Oh, we
What's
talked
that?
about that too. Yeah. Which awesome announcement at GDC do you want to talk? And for those who don't know, that's the Game Developers Conference, and it was last week.
Was it the Google one?
And Soth and I were arguing profusely.
Everybody's Googling now. You can hear all these keyboards.
Yeah.
No, I was chatting
Welcome to
with
GDC
the people, and someone says that I'm very loud, even using my normal.
You are obvious. You are always loud.
I'm not
Be
entirely
glad you
certain
don't
whether
have
could
him in
be
your-
louder. I'm not entirely certain whether you could actually be louder by like using your face to type right now.
Yeah.
So there were a lot of announcements at GDC. It's kind of becoming a second E3.
It is.
But there was one that was particularly interesting for me, which was from Paradox. They announced Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2.
I missed that. I did not even know they did that.
The question is, how many terrible references are going to be in there, just like the new source material book for the tabletop game?
They actually developed the video game and V5 together.
I know. Yeah, it'll be interesting.
which is pretty cool for someone who plays tabletop games.
Oh yeah, it's going to be neat. I can't wait.
So if you guys don't know, if you have never heard of Bloodlines, you should go to Good Old Games right and buy Bloodlines, apply the fan patch, and thank me in a few days.
If you've never heard it, and if you've never heard of Vampire the Masquerade, like Vampire the Masquerade is basically what spawned essentially the entire like fucking vampire craze of the like, God, what was it, like the 2000, like from 2000?
Don't
2000,
no, hold on.
like all of that
on like Blade and Underworld and some of that. It did not spawn that thing that we will not mention that has vampires in it.
Yeah, not sparkly vampire.
No, no, that was too much of a reference. Shh, no.
No
to be
sparkles.
fair, this episode
Are
of Push
you
to Talk
talking
is about a love story than that
about,
particular film.
Twilight?
Shut up. You're not allowed to say that word on the show. Holy
Twilight.
crap.
I'm just gonna.
There are no 14-year-old
I
girls
solved
who
it.
watch this show.
I have never
I
once in
say-
my life had to mute Newbie. I just did, so he would stop.
I didn't actually.
I'm gonna get kicked
like,
from court.
just so you know, I didn't actually say it. I just said that this episode of Push to Talk is actually a better love story than that.
I wait. I
Oh,
said it.
sorry.
Hold on. I'm going.
Was there a thanks a lot. Was
There was a
there
temporary blackout on
love
my
triangle?
thing,
Was there a love triangle in there? I don't remember. They kept referencing.
I muted him. I'm sorry. We're not having that.
Stop it. Let him.
I'm muting him for like half a second.
Admin abuse.
I said, look at his face. He knows it's funny as shit.
You literally are killing my internet when you do that shit.
Am I really awesome? Great, good, because you're killing me, literally, with your stupid references.
Yeah, there was a love triangle in that movie. I don't know if you got the 400 references they made to it. Oh, God. Edward. That should be your new name, Scythe. Edward.
If you change my fucking titles, I will stab you.
Oh my God, it's already happened. I'm doing it right now.
The best is I can undo it, but my current titles are way funnier.
I am.
Oh, God.
I think I'm feeling physical pain right now.
I have face pain.
I'm just gonna. Just with you.
We
No.
got lichens. We got. I mean, everybody's going crazy here.
I didn't
Right,
know I
so
could
this is
trigger.
crazy.
You are so much trouble on Mumble now. I'm gonna trigger you every day.
So there's this thing. It's called World of Darkness, and it's a whole game system, and you can play it. Just start explaining tabletop games to make everyone leave.
You know, Soth wanted to be very serious here with some of the things he wanted to say, and he had a lot of important things to share with our audience and us, and you guys have made a mockery of it. I can't believe that you're doing this.
Sorry about this.
What'd you say?
By the way,
Yes, Soth?
I'm sorry.
but by the way, if you do want to get into tabletop game, we do have a squad in Goon Swarm for that,
They're pretty
How
great.
do we?
called
Yeah,
Pen and
it's
Paper Swarm.
Yep, they have a fun Discord. You can go on there and check out the games they're playing and talk meta with those kids.
I have
You don't have to be in Goon Swarm to join. Like, every once
Nah,
in a while.
anyone can join that one. It's a pretty good group. And when in doubt, ask me.
All right. So what's our next topic? What do you guys want to talk about?
How are we getting rid of newbie corp-wise?
No, that's not a topic. Next.
Okay.
Try
You
give
guys will be kicked out of Goons next month.
Yeah, let's talk about the Triglavians.
Probably will be.
Hmm.
The Triglavian.
I mean, if you really want to avoid that,
Trigger Lovins.
has anyone looked at Plex prices?
Yeah, actually,
They're
that's
through
great.
the roof.
It's being
Yeah.
manipulated, dude.
Well, they
it
did
is-
mention-
It's like 100% being manipulated right now.
I wouldn't call it manipulate. Like, it's just running dry. Like,
Well, the thing is, when people are jumping on fucking what's that? I choose use like fucking Plex kind of. What the fuck is he doing? It's like he has this like Plex kind of interest thing going on, and like people are like jumping on it. So like when you scroll down on the Plex kind of the fucking Plex market right now, and you see this fucking thing that's like 577,000 fucking Plex. That's his fucking that's his investment fucking opportunity thing. That's the reason why, like, you know, that's part of one of the reasons why like it's going up in price, because he's like fucking with the market right now.
Who's doing that?
I choose you.
Okay. The yeah, I mean, I've seen buy orders go out there, 22,000 on the buy, then it shows up 22,000 on the sell, and all kinds of things. Yeah, I've been watching it being manipulated.
Yeah,
I've
'cause
taken
he
advantage of
dropped
it a few times too.
Yeah,
I actually like it
there's
because
some-
I got a bunch of 2.5 mil and I sold them for 4.2.
So is this good
yeah.
for Bitcoin? This is what I
that's the
want
thing.
to know.
It is probably gonna be a bit Bitcoiny kind of thing where, like, it's gonna go up and it's gonna fucking crash.
I'm a
It's
bit
like-
mad because I bought for between 3.2 and 3.3, and then I sold at like 3.8, and I could have made so much more money.
Well, that's the thing. Like, the reason why it's being pushed a little higher now. Like, it's being looked at by the people who pump and dump really quickly. Like, people who basically buy stuff to sell fairly quickly and make money from that, rather than just like people who put money in Plex for the long term and then like sells for a decent amount, like comparatively.
I just buy right after the ex-div date and sell right before it, so we're good on a quarterly basis. Nobody got that, did they? You know what the ex-div date in a stock is?
No.
The ex-div date is the date that you buy before, so you get the dividend on the quarter. And a couple days after, it goes through the basement, right? So you buy on the ex-div date, hold it for 3 months, and sell right before the ex-div date, and make the difference.
I know exactly what that meant.
I'm
Not that I
having
do
so
that.
much fun.
It's all right. I'm about to have some fun.
All right, so the flex market's being manipulated.
People don't
We all
realize
know
we're
it.
actually tormenting Scythe at the moment.
Yeah, the best is I was just making jokes about this, and now you're subjecting yourself to doing Google searches
Hold
of this shitty movie.
So
series.
we've got a question out there in chat, right? I don't know how serious it is, but SPKMA is asking, hey, how do they join Goons as an EU player,
Tendencies of recruiting.
right? yeah, I mean, any corp that's in Goons, I would clearly reach out to. A lot of them have ads. I mean, there's everybody out there. And I mean, we've got Mist here from AMOC. Oh, I'm sorry, Mist. I have your wrong little header up here. I have you with the Penned B. Patriotic Tendencies, Penned Recruiting, Alchemist
That's
is our
because
recruiter.
we're recruiting.
There's AMOC, there's Karma Fleet, there's just a ton of different places that you can go. And yes, you can get your stuff moved in, but it's better just to sell it and buy new and delve with what you need, to be honest with you.
Well, you get a cheaper newbie rate for moving stuff up, don't you? You get that cheap.
You get one free jump freighter from ITI.
Well, I mean, if all his stuff is in a mod, then that shouldn't be any issue.
Yeah. I'm just saying, I just always found it easier just sell everything, except my Rourke, and I kept that when it wasn't worth anything. But yeah, and my capital ships, I guess. But yeah, I mean, it's just easier. And it's great because, and people accuse us of being, propaganda type shows here on INN. But in reality, when you look at, why people are in Goons, it's not just because you make a bunch of money in Delve. Well, that's great, right? If you want to play the game, I mean, truly want to play the game, the organization that the Imperium has with their SIGs, their squads, and different things that you can do to always play part of the game that you enjoy. You like incursions? Join the incursion squad, right? If you like, if you like going and harassing enemies and fighting all the time, or you like ganking freighters, there's an organization within Goons that you can join and always have something to do. I think that's great for the game. I don't know if anybody has differing opinion or, you want to add on to that, but go ahead. I mean, it's not propaganda. It's just we enjoy being in the Imperium. It's not that we hate being in other groups, although some of us may have varying opinions of other groups.
So the thing is, though, if everyone says we're a propaganda machine, we're just giving the people what they want. They want a big propaganda machine. We can give them one. By the way, on the subject of propaganda, is the Fireside on today?
I don't know. I don't know if they're in Amsterdam or what they're doing.
That's that 10 seconds of the conversation taken care of. So, Trigavian Dreadnoughts.
So
Apparently
Well, I
there's
think-
one being built in Triglivian space right now.
Yeah. So what I like what CCP did was that, for those who don't know, for the 3 people living under a rock who haven't seen it, in Chaotic Tier 5 Abyssals, there is a random chance that you can, when you activate the gate, you get a different spawn. It's a room filled with the 3 waves, all in one room, and they're guarding this ship that's under construction. The difference about this one is that the abyssal gate to go out is already open. So it basically allows you, if you go in and you're like, oh, right, I'm not prepared for this, you can immediately fly out and leave this up.
The admin abuse is horrible on this show. I'm gonna have to quit. That's okay. Payback's a bitch.
And that's the problem. We're having this game, and I know I'm going to lose.
Yeah, I got more games than Milton Bradley, but
No, it's you have more free time because you're retired. I have to go to work at some point, and I can't defend myself while I'm at work.
you are in some deep kimchi, man.
Deep kimchi.
Oh,
Isn't that the fermented tea?
No, that's
it's like a cabbage thing, dude. Come on. I'm going to sit here.
It's some hot shit. That's what I'm saying.
I've gone from drinking a cocktail to just drinking pure liquor because I can't.
Speaking of
handle
hot
this.
shit, is Mist enjoying his Thai chicken MRE?
I've got that later on when I microwave.
Have you looked up how to make an MRE bomb yet with the information Newbie has provided you?
No.
Okay, cool. So the NSA is only watching me still. All right, cool.
I just like It's like the primary ingredient.
Well, they've doubled down on watching you now because you've just said the fucking BOMB word
Yeah,
now.
he just said NSA and bomb in the same sentence.
That's
he is so
accurate.
screwed.
Well,
Your bomb
Apparently are now.
the-
You
the-
are too.
when the
joke
door gets
is,
broken down.
Ballerhorn pointed out earlier that I said that I prefer the 12 versus the 15 year, and that that did not. If that's isolated, I'm going to jail just immediately. It's the worst.
Ladies and gentlemen out in the audience,
Clip it.
I have clearly
Clip
lost
it.
control of this show, and I don't know where they're going.
You have. You done fucked up.
Did you genuinely have control of it at some point?
At
That's
no
why-
point ever.
Let me help you,
You
there.
let me drink.
Help
an
me
entire
out,
fifth
Sop.
of Jack Daniels on
Come-
one show.
Come to
Right.
my rescue.
So I haven't watched anything from Amsterdam because I was out all day. But I come back and I have like 5 messages from people being like, "Oh yeah, look, more armor ships, and this is clearly bad for like tournaments because there's already too many armor ships," which is a
We
thing.
don't have tournaments.
So-
Tournament.
hey, I'm right here, all right? So tell me, what is
Hey,
this
it's-
new ship, and why is everyone so mad?
It's It's T2 variants of the Kikimora and the Vedmak.
Oh my God.
Well as a command destroyer, so that's going to be sexy.
So yeah,
CCP
so the
is
Kikimora
just not going to
basically-
be happy until a frigate can solo a super cap.
So,
I mean, it's
yeah,
crazy.
the Kikimora is basically going to be. It's not going to have a range buff in any way, shape, or form. I think it's actually going to be slightly shorter range, but it's going to have T2, like T2 resistances, and it'll be a command destroyer. So like you could put command boosts on it and a
Rip those excavators.
a booster on it as well. Like it will be able to boost things. So like it'll be a question as to whether you want to actually put a boost mod on it. But considering it's considering a lot of people tend to use Kikis as like shield with like max damage kind of thing. Like you will have to suffer like not having as much tank on it if you do want to put a boosting mod on it. So. But
Yeah, but you got the same issue with all the other command destroyers as well.
this is true.
I think they should take that command destroyer module and make it like a polarized module where it just takes away all your resists. And if you want to boost shit, you take the risk.
Well, it basically is like that if you're fighting fucking Titans.
The thing
Just
is,
one shot you. But yeah, there's that. There's like the Dremovac, the frigate. There's going to be an assault frigate version of that, which can use assault damage controls. And the Vedmak has a T2 version, which is now going to be. I guess people are going to call it the Vedhack because it's a heavy assault craft cruiser, and that'll be able to use the assault damage controls too. So that's what's basically.
Wow.
That.
What is Scythe doing over there?
hold on.
So,
He's watching Twilight, apparently.
No, my monitors. Something happened, and one of them came out. Its power cord dropped out. I think I bumped it, and it just shit the bed completely on my side. So I was like,
Rip.
trying to fix it. Now we're good. I can see things and hear again.
yay. So yeah, that's I think that was the announcements really, to be honest. So
What stood out to me was they said they were announcing a couple of things. So we got those 3 new ships coming in the April update, I think it is.
I didn't hear when that was actually coming, so I guess maybe.
So let's just speculate and say
So-
they're coming in the April update, and then at the end of the who's got a squeaky door, and then they hinted towards the capital and the dreads. That's because let's say if you wanted to start training to use the dreads, you got to train like level 5 large guns and stuff like that. So this is CCP basically saying, hey, if you want to fly a Trigathian dreadnought and have the skills for use all the guns, start training now.
I got them all to 5.
Well, some people don't
That
have
does
as
not
many
surprise
skill
me.
injectors you have.
Because people
Wow.
are saying that
Fucking Christ.
me FCing from a Macarial is pretty much the dumbest I could, so I had to step it up a bit. So
The
of course I was
Triglavian Dreadnought FC ship.
FCing from the battleship. When we were killing like those 5 keepsters on the same day, and everyone was saying that your son gonna get doomed. I survived.
That's because they didn't show up.
Was he?
They
I
can
thought
still
maybe you
doomsday
started
from the
leaving
keeps.
You're leaving that part out. They didn't show up.
They can still doomsday me from the keepster.
No, that would require undocking.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, sometimes it does.
So is it just me, or is it like every time there's problems going on in the game, CCP introduces a new ship, a new skin, a new graphic, something, so that the player base forgets completely about all the broken shit in this game?
It's a classic thing. Just look at the shiny. Look at the shiny.
Wow.
Forget about all the rest of the stuff.
They have. They're
What's
pushing
the
the updates first.
Can we come to a consensus? I know that's asking a lot here. Okay, of
Go.
what the
You are
number
in the
one
wrong
thing,
crowd here.
the number one thing that is wrong in the game today.
All right. What is
Fucking
your
Mist, what do
your-
you think it is?
Swing around, me last.
Go to you last. Okay, newbie.
There's too much space.
Scythe.
It doesn't force people into the same amount of, if you limit the amount of space that you can have a number of people, you're going to have more.
Mine is there's no reason to attack anyone's actual setup structures in space because there's no point.
I'll
It's not
agree with
anything.
that. Soth, what do you think?
Nullsec and lowsec are way too safe these days.
Mist.
Lack of recruitment going on in AMOC right now.
That's
Golf
the
clap,
only thing
golf
I've
clap.
never been proud of you for. Oh my god, that was amazing.
You realize that AMOC, I mean, they give him Plex, and that's really worth a
Every
lot
time
right
he
now
does it.
for being more original every week. That's a goal.
Do you really actually get paid for
Oh.
that? Because you deserve money for that last one. That one
I'm
was
gonna-
a
Not
fucking
enough
amazing setup.
drinks.
I'm going to ping
Can I-
Travis real quick and tell him to get off some Misk and send
Actually-
it to me.
Can someone clip that? 'Cause
side-
how do you-
Side note: whoever in a certain system who's contracting ships with one exotic dancer in all the contracts, you're a hero.
You are a hero.
Hang on,
That's
hang on,
freaking-
hang on.
That's tickled me.
Yeah,
male or female?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. It's still funny.
Yeah. So
All their contracts for fit ships have exotic dancers in there.
So
they
they're-
are a genius.
I really think there's two compounding issues in EVE today. One is there's no reason to go and attack somebody else, and even if you do, you have to deal with this shit SOV system. So I mean, those are the two things that are just terrible, and people in HiSec are sitting there going, "We don't give a shit." But
My personal
oh, I
opinion
forgot
is-
you, McLeod. I'm sorry.
Yeah, for fuck's sake. Like,
Yeah.
Jesus
You're not on
Christ.
video. You don't get an opinion.
Okay,
I
you
mean,
know what?
do
I'm
I
not
have
the
to-
host
what do I-
anymore.
What do
You're
I
in
have to do
charge.
to get recognition? Come over
You're in
and fucking
charge.
invade your country or something?
Win a
Jesus
war in
Christ.
1776.
Oh, fuck.
Sorry, but invading countries.
Let me
that's
carry on
our thing,
working
right?
on my fucking time machine, shall I? Fucking Christ.
Travis has been pinged. Your ISK should be flowing in.
Oh, I want to say
personally, I think like in terms of like what this game needs is it needs more fucking like fucking combat shroud, like you know in like a lot of like games like Command and Conquer or fucking Age of Empires and like back in the day, right? You wouldn't be able to see like you wouldn't be able to see like fucking everything moving everywhere. Like if you
need fog of
The
war.
cloud,
You
if
need-
you
you need the
only
fog of
knew,
war.
bro.
So what you're
You
saying
need
is
the
you
fog of
want
war.
D-scan to be required for all engagements and active aiming at targets.
so-
no, not like
So
that.
what you're saying
Going
is
a
that
bit
you
far.
want.
Like, I'm saying I'm saying fucking we need to remove like local from nullsec and only have have local as being something that basically you can create inside of a system. Like if you're the owner of a system, like
Yeah, it's a
Something-
deployable
something
space
wormhole.
structure.
yeah, it's a deployable space structure,
Fuck
but it
that.
only it only works
No,
if like,
stop.
you know.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
Wait,
okay.
whoa. Stop.
I've stopped.
Deployable
That's
space structure. More aids on your overview. And oh, by the way, if you want that shit, you can join GSOL and you can put 'em-
You know what? Like you can go right click and go to sort of you can run through Eve with an overview setting that shows fucking
Nothing.
everything.
There you
But
go. There's your
nobody
no
fucking
local,
does.
no
If-
nothing.
if-
So you clear your overview and you go fly around, and there's your change.
So yeah, it's a case of like if you do want to fucking see every single thing in a system, yeah, you can set the overview to all, but no one fucking does that because people have actually realized, oh, you can actually set overview settings so you don't see fucking everything, and so your fucking overview isn't super fucking cluttered from everything. So,
I used to like
just
you.
chill, dude. Just chill.
I used to like you.
We
Aww.
I have important news.
Cry me a river, dude.
Your news is Scythe.
This is completely off topic, but you can get the online Uno game for like $2 to play with your friends, and you can see all the dicks like back on Xbox Live.
Why would you do that? Because you can get Command and Conquer free.
Well, I have it already. I'd have paid for it a while ago.
Yes, you can get it free right now. We have a link. And
Do we actually?
Garrett, you're gonna suck you back in because Asmok and I were thinking about streaming it one day.
Are you really? Can I come and yell at you and like be your shoutcaster?
I can beat
the
both
battle
of you
between you
there.
and Eric.
That would be really cool,
what
like
did you
old
say,
school
Sam?
RTS games. Yeah.
I can beat both of you there. You can get Bloodlines for less than a $5.
You know what I can actually also get? I can get it for free.
I can't afford anything right now. I just upgraded.
Yeah.
Here's where Eric triggers soft. Stadia from Google is going to be a fucking amazing platform for gaming.
Fuck off.
Oh shit! We're gonna start this argument. All right, Soth, the
Shots
floor is
fired.
yours.
Right.
Push that
I have
juice
your
button.
back.
I think I'm gonna get Apple to invite Asmok to the HKU Discord real quick.
Right. Listen. There are reasons why people would play a game through a streaming service, right? But there are games that don't really work that way. Particularly games that are pretty fast. So shooters, for example, because you will always have a delay. Like physics demands that you have a delay, and a delay of like 10 milliseconds is already enough in a shooter to make
kill
it
you.
feel. It's not to kill you, but
Oh no, it'll kill you in a fast-paced shooter. That much lag time will fuck you. It'll make the game unfun.
it won't just kill you. If the lag is high enough, you will probably get sick from it. Like
Hey,
Because-
5G is going to solve all that. I don't know what you're talking about.
yeah, right.
Hey guys, you know what'll be great? Let's go play Rainbow Six Siege. I'm gonna have 300 ping. That's
It's
exactly
not-
all
it's
the
not
games
so
are gonna be
much-
that. We're
it's
all
not
gonna
so-
have that, and it'll be horrible.
It's not so much about the ping, because the ping is the communication between the client and if you're running on a streaming service, that should be pretty good, right? Because the client and the server are probably next to each other. The problem is the delay for the visuals, because usually those are done on your own computer, right?
Mhm.
So the only delay you have there is between your video card and your monitor, which is usually between 2 and 10 milliseconds. Now add like 10 or 15 milliseconds on top of that.
Yeah.
Um,
there's a there is some issue with that. Like there is
Alright.
issue with input. Yeah, like the other streaming
Okay.
services that have tried to do this also have issue with like input delay, but that's because it's convolute. It's basically an issue that is further made worse by the fact that not only do you have the input lag that goes from you to the server stack that's running your game, but also you add on to that the travel time that it takes for the information from that server stack that's running the game that you're streaming from to go to the game streaming or the games servers. From what I understand, Stadia is going to potentially not have that issue because the servers are going to be, the server that runs the actual game is going to be practically right next to the servers that are running the the game that you're playing.
It's gonna the client's gonna be on the server similar to.
Yeah, so the client's going to be pretty much almost right next to it.
It still won't matter. You're gonna be pulling so much data back and forth unless you have like fiber. It's gonna be noticeable to a significant degree.
We'll see.
There will be compression there'll be compression artifacts and like issues with like
So
when they say like 1080p
go to
like
it.
when they say like it'll be 1080p 60 fps, well the compression
In
on that is
optimal
probably going to be
conditions.
in optimal conditions. But the compression on that, like even the best compression that I've seen like on streaming services from like other kind of third parties, like even the best streaming like quality at 1080p 60 fps, like it still has some serious artifacting that you don't get if you're running locally at 1080p 60 fps. Like at best that 1080p probably looks about as good as 720, so like you're only going to get decent 1080p if you're going 1440p or maybe 4K, and then you're pushing some serious bandwidth like through your system. So there's some issues there.
Somebody actually wants to talk about Eve. What's up with that?
Yeah, someone asked about the Camel Keepstar. What's up with that,
Come
Eric?
on.
That's a
Have
camel.
fun going.
I can read from here. That's a camel.
So the Kamal Keepstar. So in a nutshell, TLDR, Snuff, and in it couldn't drop their Titans because the conditions weren't favorable. So we had a huge brawl a few systems away. It was great fun. Keepstar lives another day. That's
Yeah. Poor Keepstar.
Yeah.
He got to survive. All right.
Some people called
Story
in
time
some
over.
favors, and some kind of aspects of that was fucked up. So like people couldn't like actually.
Sorry, that face was somebody just hit a drive into a bunker. Sorry.
And I'd like to say thank you very much. If you didn't actually, I don't think I heard you say it, but I think maybe Total may have said it like in passing. But Q-Man the Great, thank you very much for the sub.
Yeah.
Well, that
Yeah,
wasn't
earlier.
just a sub. That was an upgrade
That was
from an Amazon Prime to a tier 1 sub. So that's like a big deal. And I
That means
was
it's
watching that and it
money.
scrolled off. So yeah, thank you very much, Q-Man the Great. That was greatly appreciated, supporting the station. And a reminder, everybody, you can throw us tips down below. You can throw us bits if you like the show. It's always appreciated. We use it to offset all the costs for the website and the podcast hosting and things like that. For those who miss us in video, if you would like to catch podcast, it's on all the major networks, Spotify, hopefully iHeartRadio shortly. I did apply for us to be on iHeartRadio. So hopefully we'll be on there shortly. But, we're everywhere. If you've got podcasts, Apple Podcasts, iTunes, all of that. And surprisingly, most of our downloads, guys, come through Apple iTunes and Apple Podcasts. It's like
So
60% of the
saying,
people who watch the show.
What you're saying is I can't insult people who use iPhones.
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay. I'll be good.
All right, thanks. We appreciate that, Scythe.
I'll be good. I'm gonna go back to drinking.
Go back to drinking. Go back to reading.
And watching your favorite series of.
Oh man, Q-Man the Great's been away from Eve for 3 to 4 months. You got to come back to Eve, buddy.
going to be so.
Oh,
confused.
he'd fit in with our corp, one of our directors. He could be a director.
Yeah, you can be a director.
So you know they have the camel keep star, Eric. What happened to that other keep star that I'm concerned about?
I don't know what Keepstar you're talking about.
Where's that one fellow who drives into cornfields and is supposedly working on our keep star?
I don't know. Ask the director that never logs in.
How?
Director.
I'm asking the CEO because that guy won't respond to his emails.
Well, you're an ineffective
You
director.
use email?
No, I don't. I was making a joke. Squeaky Bee does email. He loves it. He's an idiot though. Mostly because he's made of cloth and a squeaker.
I think he has something to say about that.
He's not happy with it, but it's okay. He's on the floor now.
Huh. Yeah. I'll find out for you. I'll get that to you. So we're at the end of the show. I want to thank the audience for watching. For all the, especially Command the Great upgrading to Tier 1 and everybody else who subbed or followed during the show. If you haven't followed Imperium News, please do. There are a number of shows, great shows actually on Imperium News to talk about EVE stuff. We've got the Meta show that generally comes on in 2 hours after our show. And on Sunday there's Talking in Stations as well, which is a great show that Matt Arall and McLeod here help put on. And they do a great job. And I'm sure there's many other people that I don't know in the background, McLeod.
I hate to break it to you, dude.
What?
See, Talking in Stations is an independent.
Oh yeah,
now,
that's not on us.
But
doesn't matter.
But you forgot about Open Comms, and Open Comms is an absolute fucking legendary show.
It is.
Open Comms is great. They have the coolest shot glass.
They have the
They do.
They have what I call the Howard Stern effect. You watch it to see what they're going to say next, right?
It's
I know Talking in Stations isn't on our channel anymore, but yeah, it's still a great show.
Talking in Stations, they do a podcast like what this is supposed to be, but on a professional level, where they plan
they actually talk about
in advance.
I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't want no serious shit. Just
Yeah.
keep it.
It's
for the first 15 minutes, if they had what we were having in the first 15 minutes, heads would be rolling, and we're like, yeah, we're just coming out.
We just steamroll through it and not give a shit.
Well, we just hope the audience enjoys it. If you don't enjoy it, let us know. If you like things that we do on the show, feel free to reach out. Scythe, why don't you put the Discord link in the chat too? We have our Discord. We're trying to start that up so people can chit chat.
Oh, great! Thanks, Eric. Now we're going to get hate mail.
Oh yeah!
I don't care.
And FYI, if you do join the Discord, make sure that you ping Scythe all sorts of things about.
As the Discord admin, I said, sure, you can do that. It just won't mean you'll get an answer.
Okay. So we just want, we have two core things we like here at the show. We like you just to kind of enjoy the show, just kind of sit back and chat with us. We like an active audience over there in the Twitch chat. And we like to interact with you, and we like people who enjoy EVE. And it's not the only thing in our lives, but it's one of the big things in our lives, so we like it. All right, so
there you go.
I'm going to go around the room.
Links in the
one last.
chat channel there,
I'm going to go one last thing. Who wants to go first?
I'll go
I'd
first.
thank Arian Road. Shout out to Arian. Aaron Hod Begin. Thank you.
Oh yeah,
for subbing.
Yeah, thank you for subbing. 29 months, Twitch Prime. Thank you very much.
Damn.
Alrighty, Mist, you're up, brother.
I like the introduction of the new Dragavian ships because it's given me something to train towards. So I literally just, as when they announced it, I logged in and I was just like, Dragavian cruiser, frigates, lasers, just training them up. I'm looking forward to getting that Dreadnought when they finally release it. It will probably be the next thing, maybe. Maybe they'll announce it then.
Maybe. All right, Scythe, you're on.
I'm sad. I wanted to podcast from the porch, but I don't have a mic that can handle any kind of wind whatsoever. It's lame because it's beautiful outside.
Most mics don't. What you have to do is you have to buy a wind shield thing. It's normally like a really big kind of fucking foam thing that you basically put on the microphone.
Yeah, no, it wouldn't even work with this one. This stupid studio mics. It's not non-directional. This is an area mic for like recording for bands and stuff.
Oh
Technically.
God. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it wouldn't help. It made me sad. I wanted to sit. It's 72 degrees Fahrenheit. I don't know what that is in bullshit temperatures, and sunny, and it would have been amazing.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, newbie.
It's 42 here. So, yeah, spring. It's spring.
Spring. It's about to be the Pollageddon or the pollinating. In my area.
So I built a new system, and it's like slowly but surely getting better. But the internet is still shit. So if you know any higher ups and any cable provider, please have them contact me and run some fiber out to my house. I would greatly appreciate.
If everyone pitches in $100, we can run a long enough fiber optic link up for Newbie's house.
Newbie, if I hit the Powerball tonight, what is it? The $842 trillion, whatever it is at here. Yeah. I promise we'll run some fiber to your house. Either that, or we're all moving to the south where there's, warm weather and golf 24/7.
Come down here.
Nah, I'm not moving south.
We'll get a vacation home.
I'll have them truck in some snow for you. All right.
Yeah, we'll get a snowblower for you to help out. But seriously, move down here. It'll be great, and then we can employ ourselves and be the highest paid EVE players of all time.
There you go. So let's go to McLeod. Did you do your one last thing?
Yeah. Okay. I shouted out Arian Rod again. So
okay. Soth, how about you, brother?
Go play Bloodlines, everyone. It's on sale. Go get it.
Bloodlines.
Best RPG that was ever made.
That game hard. How much do you get off the sale?
No, seriously. It is the best RPG ever made. It is buggy as hell, and it's still the best.
I still say Witcher 3 was.
Would you link fun. your affiliate sales link for that game in the?
Yeah. What's this hashtag ad? What percentage are you making?
No, I just.
You make a cent on the sale.
No, I just want to see them succeed because, if you don't know, when they made Bloodlines, they got shafted pretty hard because the publisher went bankrupt. And then they got acquired by Activision, who then forced them to release the game on the same day as Half-Life 2.
Yeah, they did.
Man.
Yeah, they did. I forgot about that.
How stupid is that?
Well, really people didn't realize Half-Life 2 was going to be as big as it was at the time.
They knew. They damn well knew.
I don't think they did.
That's like if you were unfortunate enough to release your your game the same time as Red Dead Redemption 2, nobody would know.
I think it's more like when they released Mass Effect 3, like 3 weeks after that Portal 2 was out, and I'm like, no one's going to be playing Mass Effect 3, and they didn't. For about 2 weeks, because people are stupid, and it took them that long to solve all the puzzles.
Because it was they released that, and then it was like a pretty lengthy kind of thing.
Yeah,
and then like people started kind of going, this Mass Effect thing, all of their fucking faces are really fucked up.
Yeah, they were.
Right?
Yeah, it's great. It's a fun dev cycle. I almost failed a final exam because those two games dropped within like 2 weeks of each other in college. Worth it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you to Sothrasil and everybody else on the crew here who joined up today to chat with everybody. Thank you to the audience for being such a great audience. And we will be back here next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. Everybody say bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
I guess it would help if I was actually prepping the station identification for us leaving, right?
That would help.
All right.
Well, that would mean that we're getting professional and we'd be talking in stations.
Well, we did have sound problems today, so our record is still untarnished. 60-something shows, or whatever, 52 shows and 52 sound errors. So we are flying high. All right, everybody. Later. Have a great weekend. See ya.